Dear students, myself Veena Bhatt, and I am going to teach you organic chemistry section from paper 2. And this section contains the topic on dyes. And from the spectroscopy section, we are going to deal with UV visible spectroscopy and IR spectroscopy. So now I am going to deal with, you might have heard this word many times. Dyes are the colored compounds. So when I say colored compound, it may be a natural compound or it may be a synthetic one. So to give you a few examples, from the time immemorial, we are using the saffron, turmeric, and the colors extracted from the carrot, beetroot as a colorant to impart colors to the food materials. Similarly, we use the calcium carbonate to paint the houses, and also some colored muds are also used to give various colors to the different articles. So with the advancements in science, these natural colors have been replaced by the synthetic ones. So nowadays we have millions and millions of shades which are available. So where they are being used? So they are being used to impart fabrics, leather, paper, foodstuffs, paint, etc. So what are the characteristics of a dye? A dye should be colored substance. It must have a desirable color. It should not cause any side effects because the colors are used in giving color to the food and also to give color to the fabric. So it should not cause any allergies to the human beings. Similarly, it should be stable to fix itself to the material from the solution. Usually, the colors are added to the material after finishing. Hence, it must adhere firmly to the material to which we want to give the color. It should be stable under atmospheric conditions and it must resist the action of soap and detergents. There are two types of classifications of dyes. The first one is based on the chemical classification, chemical constitution. Chemists are very much interested to relate the color with the chemical constitution. So the first one is azo dyes. These are the organic compounds having azo group as the main functional group in the organic molecule. Similarly, the nitroso dyes. So these are the dyes in which mainly they contain functional group as NO. Then we have nitro dyes having the NO2 group. You might have seen metadinitrobenzene or nitrobenzene which have usually the yellow color. Then Phthalene dyes. A very good example for this category is phenolphthalein, which you have taken in the acid-base titration. Then we have triphenyl methane dyes. So this is having a basic structure of methane in which the hydrogen atoms are being replaced by the phenyl group. Then second method of classification is based on the method of application. Here the dyes are classified based on how they are applied to the different types of materials. And in this section, I am mainly focusing on the dyes which are applied to the fabric, means to the cloth. So you may be knowing that this is a huge business where many illiterates, those who don't know the structures of the organic molecules, are involved. To give you a few examples, our state is famous for Mysore silk. When I say the word, so the silk is being made and many varieties of sarees and dress materials are available in this, and many people have involved in this industry. Similarly, the cotton clothes like Molakal Muru sarees, Ilkal sarees, these are the regions where a particular type of clothes are being famous. Here all the people are first weaving the sarees, then they are giving the colors. Hence, these people are not aware about their chemical constitution. They know only how to apply them. So depending on the methods of application, they are being classified as the acid dyes, means these are the dyes mainly they are having the acidic functional groups like carboxyl group or sulfonic acid groups, which are highly polar, and these dye solutions are soluble in water and can be applied directly to the fabrics. Then the second category is basic dyes. So these dyes are mainly containing the amino groups in which they are usually applied to the fabric which are essentially containing the phenolic OH groups. So the third category, direct dyes. As the word indicates, the dyes are applied directly to the material. Here, the solution of dye is made in water. Then, the aqueous solution is directly applied to the fabric, where again the fabric may be cotton or wool or silk. They are nothing but polymers. They contain functional groups on the backbone of the polymer chain, which interact with the dye molecules and form a chemical interaction and adhere to the fabric. Then the developed dyes. As the name indicates, the dyes are developed on the surface of the fabric. Usually, the coupling reactions between phenol and diazonium salt is made in this category. It belongs to this category. So first a phenolic solution of the organic molecule is made and it is applied to the fabric. Then it is dipped into a solution of diazonium salt where coupling reaction takes place between diazonium salt and a phenolic compound where the color develops on the fabric. Then we have the mordant dyes. So mordant means here it's a mediator. Simple inorganic compounds like the compounds belonging to the D block, iron compounds, then chromium compounds, cobalt compounds. So these are called as the mordants. They are the metal ions and a solution of these metal ions is made directly applied to the fabric where it will bind with the functional groups on the fabric and form a coordinate bond fixed to the fabric. Then this is dipped into a solution of organic molecules where again the metal ion will bind with the organic molecule, and this kind of dyeing is called as mordant dyes. They will give wash past colors for the same organic molecules with different ions. Then we have the wet dyes. So here this process is mainly used in making a common type of cloth called as jeans. All of you are aware about this fact, right? The wet dyes have two types of colors. Usually they are colorless in reduced state and colored in the oxidized state. Hence, the dye in a reduced state is soluble in water and it is colorless. The solution is made and into which fabric is dipped. Then it is taken out. Then some oxidizing material is applied to the fabric where these dye molecules undergo oxidation. Simultaneously, they will fix to the fabric and give colors. This is called as a wet dye. And the last one is a dispersed dye. Usually some compounds, organic compounds are insoluble in water and such dyes are applied using this method, dispersed dyes. A colloidal solution of dye is made and into which the fabric is dipped or the dye is directly applied to the fabric and it will adhere to the fabric. Usually the printed materials like silver printing and golden color printing. So these kind of printed materials are made with the help of these dispersed dyes. So this is the classification of dyes. First one